Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs and
well, Kevin, we know today's players can really...
David, you're right. It takes a toll. Thank you. And in the early part of the season, Steve, teams are usually at their healthiest. How do you maintain that healthy factor throughout the long season?
You know, I love what these organizations are doing, and also players individually. They're getting their rest. They're having the individual trainers on the side. Nutrition has played a huge role.
Gay outside. There's the screen. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Bangs home the trifecta.
When you look at his career attempts from three, DeRozan has really ramped up over the past couple of years.
Holiday, the pass to Mr. Clutch. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for three.
Good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
New Orleans making a switch here. Randall's checked in. And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
Wow, Aldridge attacking the rack. I love it.
Holiday against Murray. And Mirotic kicks to Randall. There's a good screen. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Pass to Bellinelli. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And Marco Bellinelli, a player who has always been able to light it up from outside.
And Belly has been on so many teams in his career, but is always a wanted commodity due to his shooting. Very quick and easy way to add outside shooting to a team. He can honestly play a long time just on how badly teams need shooting in our league.
Clock at 6. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Hayton. Wow, drew the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. The Pelicans have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Overall, a fantastic 2018 campaign for the Pelicans. 48 wins, made it to the conference semifinals as the 6th seed in the West. Not bad.
And, Steve, the highlight of last season for the Pelicans, a surprise sweep of the Portland Trail Blazers.
You know, few picked the Pelicans to win that first-round matchup, but nobody picked them to sweep. A lot to like and to build off for this team coming off last season.
Mills passes to Bertans. Mills with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific. Look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
There's Mr. Clutch. 17 points in his last outing. And good that time.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Passes it to Mills. Here's Pondexter, covered by Miller. Pondexter, the pass to Aldridge. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field. Last outing for the New Orleans Pelicans. It was a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Here's Mr. Clutch. Bellinelli is covering.
This is strange. Last season, the Spurs finished out of the top 10 in field goal percentage for the first time in a decade.
And Steve, when you think about the Spurs, you think great passing and total efficiency.
The talent level dropped for various reasons, and the ball movement wasn't as crisp. Makes it harder to put the ball in the cylinder.
And the Spurs making a change here. Forbes checked in.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Payton outside. Here's Mr. Clutch. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
The D gave him too good of a look right there. He rose up and knocked it down easily.
Spurs working the ball around now. And Forbes kicks to Mills. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
The shot's good for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got his third bucket of the night.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Bertans. And Forbes kicks to Mills. And there's the pass to Bertans. Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. And Okafor with the block. But they'll get another chance. Forbes can't get it to go.
He got a good look from the mid-range area. He needs to shoot this one with more confidence.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Randall. Here's Mr. Clutch. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Goes up again. He feeds it to Okafor. To the wing right side. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 9. Randall dishes to Miller. Here's Payton. No good. That would have tied it. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Mills. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And one of the game's best free throws.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And when it comes to big men who can really handle the basketball, there aren't many of them, but there are a few, and they're pretty good at it, the bigs.
You know, I think the best at this, and we don't consider him a big, but he's close to 7 feet, is Kevin Durant.
Right.
Handling the basketball for a big. DeMarcus Cousins is really good. You look at guys like LaMarcus Aldridge, not bad. Blake Griffin, for his size, being able to handle the basketball. We have so many guys that have that skill set, and they're 6'10" and above.
So for New Orleans right now, Jahlil Okafor is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Nikola Mirotic. Then it's Mr. Clutch. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. Davis sets a screen. Here's Mirotic. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Mirotic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's a tough cover for the defense, getting around the screen and then recovering to the 6'10 Mirotic. Too late.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. I'm not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks. And Davis puts it in.
You know, defensively, your #1 goal against AD is to take away the drive. So you almost have to give him that pull-up jumper.
Spurs leading by 8. Gasol a screen. Murray kicks to Bellinelli. They set the screen. Back to Murray. Gasol a screen. And Murray. Here we go. That one doesn't drop.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Holiday, the pass to Mr. Clutch. Now, here is Mirotic. Picked by Okafor and stolen by Murray. Moving it up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
I mean, a terrific free throw shooter. DeRozan really pushes the action, looking to score and or get fouled.
Miller's checked in for New Orleans. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Over Gasol. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Davis.
That's the thing about AD. He makes you guard him on all 3 levels, this time from mid-range.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Another one falls for New Orleans. Now here's Murray. 9 points last game. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Murray kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Bellinelli. The teardrop falls in. Bellinelli's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, and Bellinelli, very creative, has that ability to get into the heart of the defense.
Holiday with the 3. That one misses. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind. His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
And the biggest problem for them in that game, even as they got into foul trouble, they could just never pull back.
It's great to be aggressive, but when you are reckless, you'll suffer for it.
And with DeRozan getting traded, he said he felt backstabbed by Raptors management after they said he wouldn't be traded. At the end of the day, people will do what's best for their own position, whether they're a GM or a player. But you better believe they'll love DeRozan in Toronto forever, no matter what jersey he wears.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Monday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Wednesday, the Chicago Bulls come into town, tipping off a homestand for them. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Murray kicks to Bellinelli. Gay outside. A 3-ball. They get a hand on it. On the wing, DeRozan. Gay sets the pick for Murray. Back to DeRozan. Wants to get it to Gay, and does. Comes up empty from 8 feet. Pelicans trail by 10. Here's Mr. Clutch. 11 points in the game. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I love AD's ability to track the ball off the miss. He got it and scored.
Bellinelli passes to Murray. He kicks it to DeRozan. Back to Murray. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Mirotic dishes to Holiday. Mirotic the screen. Shot clock at 5. And DeRozan sends it back.
With that leaping ability of DeRozan, he can go get it.
And he makes the first. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Gasol. Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. And then for New Orleans, Julius Randle comes in for Mirotic. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Drew Holiday.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Picked by Randle. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good with the triple.
Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
Now Mills. 11 points in the game. Passes it to DeRozan. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the... The second half just about to get going here. Look at Patty Mills. What a contribution. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Davis Bertans checks in for Gasol. Bellinelli comes in for Rudy Gay. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Murray. The Pelicans also changing it up. Julius Randle's checked in for Okafor. Miller comes in for Mirotic. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Drew Holiday. Well, Steve, we have a viewer question that has come in here. It's Randy from Texas. And let me see if I can... Oh, he says, what's your favorite basketball movie?
On the fish that say Pittsburgh, Kevin. That's my favorite basketball movie. And there's a lot of them.
Is it really?
But I would say that was probably #1 for me.
No kidding. We've got Mills. Bellinelli is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Forbes in at the 2 guard. That's the San Antonio 5. Steve, the Pelicans, a team that plays a very high-paced style under... Coach Alvin Gentry. Tops, in fact, in the NBA.
Kevin, as a player, you love playing in that kind of system. You know you're going to get plenty of chances and touches whenever you're on the floor. Pelicans have the personnel to make it work and play at a high-paced style game as well.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Payton outside. Here's Mr. Clutch. Traps in the tray. Mr. Clutch has got 14.
And there's where if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
Now here's Mills, covered by Peyton. Aldridge a screen.